Hello and welcome to the Hutchinson Veterans Outreach Program, and I am here with Diane Jankowski.
Jankowski.
Sorry about that.
That's
Knew
okay.
I was going to get that wrong, so I apologize.
It's fine.
She is the Vice Commander of American Legion Post 96.
Yep.
And you've got a lot going on right now.
Yes, we do have a lot going on right now. And every time I think, oh, there's not much going on, Tim gives me a call, who is the current commander, and says, oh, we've got this going on. So it's like, okay. It's like just when you thought it would be safe to go in the water. There comes a shark.
True. Now, how long have you been a Legion member?
25 years.
Wow.
All in Hutchinson.
And branch of service were you in?
I was in the Air Force for 8 years,
Okay.
most of it in Texas.
And you came back here.
Yeah, we're just saying that, it's so cold here, and then, you think, why didn't I stay in Texas? But I have family and friends here, so.
That's always
Minnesota's home.
important.
Yep.
Now, you're looking at maybe becoming the commander
Yes.
for Post 96.
Yes, I am. And that's thrilling and scary, and mostly it's, if I am elected commander, it's an honor and it's a big responsibility because I would be the first woman commander for Post 96. And so that, I'd be representing all the veterans, but then of course too, women veterans, and women veterans have their own issues.
Oh,
so,
exactly. Exactly.
that are similar to the male veterans issues, and we're all brothers and sisters, but still.
Exactly. Now, you have a couple of things going on that you're getting involved in.
Yes.
One of them I know, well, actually I should say a few of them are happening down at the Eagle's Nest.
Yes, they are. We did the community event for My Ascension, which was a young lady who had tried to commit suicide, and she survived, and there was a video, and we both had gone to that, and it was good. And then there was QPR, which training, which stands for Question, Persuade, and Refer. So we want to make sure that all of our veterans, know that there is help available.
Oh, exactly.
Because it can be scary out there.
And how to talk to our brothers and sisters too, or even our children.
Yeah.
If they have emotional issues going on that might be leading down a darker path.
Yep, that is so true. And then, the Legion is partnering with the VA in a Legion Suicide Prevention Coalition, which people will hear more about in the coming weeks. They're trying to set up like the big team, and they broke it into 4 different areas of the state. Let's see if I can find this little map I've got here. You won't be able to see it, but it is on my little printout. It is kind of small, but they want us to, work with the VA and use the VA supports as much as we can, and then to help with setting up coordinators and training for different communities. And they're using the Legion posts because it's a good, every town pretty much has a Legion post, or is it, there's one within 30 miles or so.
Exactly. We're kind of all over the place.
We are all over the place. And it's kind of cool because we've got some supplies in the office right now. I talked to Tim Burley, who is the current commander, and we have pistol locks or gun locks in the office. So if anybody needs one, come get whatever number of you need. Get one for a friend if you want to.
Exactly, and sometimes it's just creating that extra second or two just to give time for a person to think.
Yeah, and then, if they have that already done, and then they can make a call instead of trying to fiddle with that, that's a good thing. So we want to make sure everybody can get one if they need one. There are yard signs available. There are other things you can pick up. There's little stickies you can put up if you're in the bathroom at a local place, and they've got the metal things around the surround.
Yep, I actually have a magnet on the back of my chair, and I've got a yard sign in my at my house too. So.
Yeah, I've got yard signs too, and it does give the Veterans Crisis Line number on there. And if you get the magnets, you can put them up in the bathroom at wherever. And if somebody takes it down, well, so what? At least maybe it goes up for a few days, you know.
Well, that and they might just need it.
And they might grab it and take it, and that's fine, you know. So yeah, it's all good. So I'm looking forward to that. Tim is doing, obviously, the lion's share of the work here in Hutchinson because he's so good at it. I mean, I don't know what we'd do without him on that one. But he's not going anywhere either. Even if I become commander, he'll still be working really hard.
That's good. That's good.
I
to
know that for sure.
It's always good to have somebody there to give you a hand. You know, especially in that transitional phase.
Yeah.
It's really nice instead of somebody just saying, "Okay, here you go," and walking away saying, "No, I'm here to help and to show you how to work through this."
And we've got a great bunch of veterans in post 96. We've got just so many. I mean, like, I don't know. We've got people doing the oratorical contest. Don Walzer does that. It works great. You know, he organizes all that. So when somebody's organizing all of that, I might come in and help, but I don't have to take control of all this because they're already doing a great job.
Exactly.
If you got a wheel and it ain't broke, don't try fixing it.
Exactly.
That's my point of view.
Exactly. You don't need to delegate if people already know what they're doing.
Right. And then, like mentioning the oratorical contest, that's going to be at Anoka, the Anoka Legion Club. I think it's post 102. And so the kids will be down there. I think that's coming up this weekend or next week. It's coming up, though.
Okay.
And he does a pretty good job with all those, so yeah.
Definitely.
So, and then we have CPR training coming up. The Post has elected to provide the funding for that. So that'll be at the hospital, I believe, or they'll be providing the staff to do the training.
Okay,
so,
and we can maybe get the number for that at the end of the show?
Yes, yeah, well, it'll just be the Legion office number, but we'll post that at the end of the show. I think that would be good.
Okay.
Because we will need to do that.
Exactly. There's some really good things going on. And CPR is not just necessarily for just our brothers and sisters, but for our mothers, our sisters, our wives, our husbands, or whoever.
Yeah.
The training itself is, if I'm not mistaken, for the veterans.
It is for the veterans. They might open it up to the auxiliary as well. I'm not sure. We'll have to see what the response is. But when you do CPR training, obviously you're going to be working, or if you have to use it, you're not going to just limit yourself to veterans. You're going to do the whole community.
Exactly.
So it's a good thing, you know.
Most definitely, because you never know when or if you're ever going to need it. I mean, it's better to be trained and not have to use it than to not be trained and have to.
Yeah, I think it's a little hard for people who are on the phone with 911 and they're trying to do CPR and they've never done it before. I think it's a good idea to get that done.
Definitely, and even if it's just a refresher course.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's very good, and it's not just adult CPR. It's adult, child, and infant CPR.
Which babies are a little bit different.
They are a little different, and I'm not sure if they're going to do the AED, the automatic electronic defibrillator training as well. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But, there's a lot of places that have those, so it's a good idea.
Oh, exactly. Even though they do have directions on them, it's always nice to have a little bit of hands-on experience before you have to use it.
Oh, yeah, it is. And, I think any kind of training you can get, first aid training or whatever else you can get in the community is good. It helps the community. I mean, look at the red, white, and blue event.
Oh, exactly.
We had a veteran go down, and thankfully we had somebody who could help him. So we're happy to hear that.
Oh, exactly, and she just happened to be right there.
Yeah, and she brought him back.
Yep, exactly. And we're glad to have them back. We don't like to lose our veterans.
No, we do not. We want to keep as many.
Take it personally.
Yeah, we do, and we have to. Either way. I mean, if they're having heart issues, we don't want to lose them, and if they're having mental health issues or substance issues, we need to work with them too.
Exactly.
And that gets us to the nest.
Exactly. So can you tell me about a little bit, I know you were talking to Melanie.
I was, yeah.
So
and Melanie runs the nest. If you don't know Melanie, She's a, I don't know, formidable woman.
She's actually been on our show a couple of
Yeah,
times.
Melanie is great. She will tell you like it is, and that's it.
Definitely, definitely. If you don't want to hear the truth straight on, don't ask her.
There you go. So I had talked to her yesterday. We were texting back and forth, actually, and she told me, I said, well, what do you want people to know about the nest? What's first and foremost? And she said, it's home, it's hope, and it's healing.
Yep.
So, you know, reach out. If you're struggling or if you know somebody struggling, reach out. And, you know, maybe we can refer them to the nest. They've got space. They've got space for women veterans, too, not just men, and for families. We've got people up there, and they do a lot. And they don't just sit around and be bored. I mean, there's a lot coming up at the nest, which I'm thankful for because it makes it interesting.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, like the rock shop, you know, they have the rocks and they shine them all up pretty and then they make jewelry out of them. And I think that's so awesome. But, you know, Post 96 contributed to the rock saw.
Yeah.
And we contributed to the sound mixer board for the chapel. Mm-hmm. So we're doing a lot for Post 96 for the nest, and we love them. You know, I haven't had the chance to get up there yet. I'm hoping the two of us can go up there one day.
That would be nice. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you could actually see Lady Liberty.
Yeah.
That's the house that they had picked out the name for the women's house.
Yeah. That would be
And
great.
it's a huge place.
Yeah.
And they treat each other with respect,
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of love and a lot of care.
Yeah, and that's the best thing. You know, people need to be treated with all of that, and then also to have some sort of a mission or something that will help them to work through things, not so
Oh,
they're
yeah.
just sitting there watching Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Oh, exactly, exactly. And they have other veterans to help actually come and like help you get out and do things and show
Yeah.
you what's going on there.
So yeah, the Nest has got a lot coming up. On February 8th, they're doing that same training that we had, the one that was at the church for the community, and
Okay.
they're doing that one up there, My Ascension, and the young lady who was in that, the primary person, is going to be there.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
Nice.
I won't be there, but Tim will be there. Commander
Okay.
Tim will be there because I've got a conflicting schedule. So
Now, I know they've got something new up there at the Eagle's Nest, and it's the ranch.
yes, the ranch I believe was formulated or they came up with that because of pro hockey.
Okay.
And so some of these gentlemen had head injuries or things like that and had issues, mental health issues, where they're dealing with them. It's also for combat vets, which is pretty cool. And they're coming up with something on the 10th, which is Rescue, Rehab, and Recreation Weekend. It sounds really good. They're going to be doing suicide prevention as well that weekend
Okay.
because they've got like a get-together on that Friday where they'll be eating and things like that and having, I suppose, opening remarks, and then the rest of the weekend they'll be doing other things. So
Very nice. Very
Friday and
nice.
Saturday.
And I know they've got Connie Lee, who was also on our show.
Right.
She's coming up in February or March.
I think it's March, but
She
yeah.
may have two dates, but we'll actually put that at the end of the
at the
show
end of
as
the
well.
show. Yeah.
Fantastic singer. I'd love to have her back on the show. I know she's been pretty busy.
Yeah. Yep. So they're doing a lot. That Ascension will be, I believe, Thursday, and then the Rescue, Rehab, and Recreation Weekend will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I believe, and or Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then on Sunday, they're going to be doing the big game party because they'll have the football on. I'm sure
Okay.
a lot of people like to watch football, and
Super Bowl.
Yep, Super
Yep.
Bowl. They're doing a sober big game party at 5 p.m.
Very nice.
So that'll be
very
good.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we wanted to get some of that stuff covered with what's going on over at the Eagle's Nest.
Right.
Now, what's going on in Hutch?
In Hutch. Okay, well, let's see. If you go on the website, hutchlegion.org, you can find the events calendar. And the events we've got coming up are the exec board meeting, which meets next Wednesday, and but before that, next Tuesday, we're doing Constitution and Bylaws Committee, so that'll be interesting. And I think Tim's going to be up there on the 8th, which will be that same Tuesday, so that's at the Nest. I'll be doing Constitution and Bylaws. Then we'll do the exec board meeting, and then the following week on the 16th will be the regular Legion meeting.
Okay.
So
okay.
that's a good thing, though, because then you can pick up, we'll have some of the stuff for the, from the suicide prevention things, we'll have some of that at the meeting.
Nice.
So we'll have gun locks and things like that. So if anybody wants to pick those up, they can do that. But we don't have too much coming up. There's a lot, district is having, you know, their things, and I think there's a Sweetheart Rally coming up in this month. I think that's probably around that same week.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it should be good.
So I was going to ask you, as far as going maybe from the vice commander to the commander of Post 96, is there anything that you would like to concentrate on?
Well, mostly women veterans issues, because I know there is a problem that some women have experienced in the military called MST. It's not a diagnosis, it's military sexual trauma. And the VA does have programs for that, but you know, it's another thing to refer women to that program. And also, I think that when women have been sexually traumatized, then they're more likely to be homeless, and they're more likely to think about suicide. So we want to catch those and get treatment, you know, and help them out. And I think that's a big thing.
And I know we also want to invite more women veterans into the Legion.
Oh yes.
I know there's a few of us.
Yeah.
But, we can always use a few more.
Yes, we can.
And that doesn't mean we're going to let our male counterparts fall along the wayside.
No, we
it
won't.
just means we need to maybe bring up the women a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. There are a lot of women who've served in the military. You know, I think the numbers have gone, you know, from few to more as time has progressed.
Oh yeah, in fact, I think we were talking about that earlier. There were only just a few when you were one of the few women that were in at the time, and I was just a few of the women that were in at the time.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, well now you have barracks full of them.
Yeah.
You know, so we're growing in popularity, and I don't know if it's because of the patriotism or if it's because of family, but it's nice to see both men and women getting involved in how our politics go down.
Yeah, I think how our politics go down, and you know, being wanting to defend the country and wanting to do things that support our country.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, you know, and politics don't go into the Legion too much, because we try to stay apolitical so that nobody
that's
gets
kind of-
offended or whatever.
Exactly. There's every political sanction above that everybody knows about in the Veterans Administration.
Yeah.
So we don't like to call out one political view better than another.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to offend anybody, and there's no reason to.
No, there
because
isn't.
Your form of politics is your form of politics.
Well,
But
yeah.
You're still my brother in arms. You're still
Yeah.
my sister in arms.
Right.
You know,
And
that doesn't change that.
Yeah, that is the important thing to remember, is that we are brothers and sisters, veterans. And,
Exactly.
you know, if we let the politics divide us, we're really not doing any good for anybody.
Exactly.
So we can talk about it privately, but I think that it's a mistake to try to bring that up at anything. And it's against the rules of the Legion anyway,
Yep,
because we're not political.
Exactly.
One of the cool
Exactly.
things, though, for women, though, or young women, you know, because we do a lot for the youth in the community. But now we've got, fast pitch softball coming up. So that's one of the things I want to champion, but unfortunately, I'm not the person to show anybody how to do softball even. I'm not a...
You don't make a good coach?
I don't think so. I think I would probably be not the best person for that. I just am, but I will definitely support them. I will be there. And if the girls want to get together something, because then it lets the young ladies get more time playing.
Exactly.
Because the men have Legion baseball, and they've had it for decades.
Okay.
And so if you're in baseball in school, you get that extra bump in the summer when they do Legion baseball. Well, the girls didn't have that. They would play 6 to 8 games, and then that's it. Their season is over.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of hard for the girls to get a lot of practice.
So we need softball players.
We need softball players.
And we need a coach.
And we need coach. And we need officials. And we need supporters. So,
So, hey, the main thing is you got to start somewhere.
You do. You definitely do. And they've already started this, I think, in October with the Legion, I think, Department of Minnesota started with Legion fast pitch softball for girls. So, and I think it's pretty much around 13 to 22. So then the girls can get in there and practice, and maybe that will get them into sports in college, and scholarships. That's my impetus.
It never hurts. I mean, to be able to add to your repertoire of what it is that you've done in your life, and it's great. I mean, the more you can add is just fantastic.
Yeah, and then, we've got Girls State and Boys State coming up too. And Girls State, we have supported Girls State, and I think we've sent as many as 3 or 4 Girls Staters in one year. But we didn't send them last year because it was all virtual and the kids were a little too tired of being on the computer all the time. So they did not want to be on the computer for Girls State. I can't blame them.
Yeah, you really can't.
So I think this year they'll have it, in an event place, and it's like a week long. And it teaches them about government, and, it's really pretty good. So
Nice.
I love supporting Girls State, because if the girls are very quiet, which one of ours, the young lady, Tracy Kleiman's daughter was, and Chris Kleiman's daughter, I should say, they're both a couple there, but their daughter went to Girls State, and she was real quiet before, and then she got like such a boost of energy and confidence in herself. And I think for any girl to get that is really important,
Definitely.
And
Actually understand that she does have a voice.
She does, and she got to be Girls Nation. She got to go to that. We only
Wow.
get 2 for the whole state, and she was one of ours.
Very nice.
And she actually won a really big, scholarship too.
Wow.
So that was pretty good. That was like, because you think, well, this is just a little town, Hutchinson. Well, maybe not as little as some, but you think, well, who's going to come from here and win anything?
Exactly. It'd be like St. Cloud or Minneapolis or St. Paul. One of
Yeah,
the big-
you think the big ones, maybe Duluth,
Yep.
but you don't think Hutchinson. So, yeah.
Hutchinson's getting a big name.
We are. I think the Legion is helping in that.
I definitely think so. Which is really good, because I think we can use all the support on here that we can get.
Yeah, I think so. I think the more support we can get, the more things we can do.
Exactly.
The more we can do, the more we can help the community, and we can help the youth in the community, and the veterans in the community, and just the community in general.
Exactly.
So I think it's important.
And we spread out from there too.
We do. We have people coming and saying, how do you do this? How do you do that? And so those are important questions, So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
I love that Hutch is, leading the way in some things. I think that's awesome.
Definitely.
know.
Definitely. We got a ways to go.
We do have a ways to go.
We are always looking for members.
We
I know
are.
I'm a part of the Legion as well, so I might
Yep.
as well tell people, I'll push that one.
Yeah.
You do a lot of good work there. We help a lot of other veterans. I know we had the Christmas party.
That is so fun.
Oh yeah, I
This-
actually had a camera there. I think it was not this last year, but the year before.
Yeah. The special needs party is like the highlight of my year. I kind of start and end with that for me, because it's such a joy. It gives me so much strength and confidence, and just, it just makes me so happy
Oh, exactly.
to see these kids and to know that they're getting something. And it's not the gifts that they give they get. The gift they give is for all of us to see their joy and happy
Oh, exactly.
faces.
Exactly. That was just that's a blessing all the way around just to watch the kids.
Oh, it is. It is. I mean, we had the National Guard. We had 4 National Guard members there helping us to. They would call out the names and hand Santa the gift, and then Santa would give the gift to the young person. And that's so awesome because it kept us on schedule. But they made sure that each kid got their time with Santa, each young person, and that was so important to them. And, you know, it's just amazing to me that these kids just provide so much joy to us. I think that's what we get back from that.
Exactly.
That energy of happy energy.
Now, I just want to go over again. The 16th, I think, this month is the American Legion gathering, their meeting.
Yes, the regular meeting is on the 16th.
And they usually have a dinner.
We do. There is a cost to the dinner. The dinner starts at 6. It's usually around $10 per person.
Yep. But it's very good.
Yeah. Last month was meatloaf, and I'll tell you, that was a good meatloaf. I really enjoyed it.
I always normally just make it so that, there's no cooking that night. We go out to eat that night.
That's an awesome thing. I love it. We were going to do McLeod County Council, but unfortunately with the cold, that got canceled.
Okay.
And we were going to do wings, so that would have been fun too, but I don't know if that'll be rescheduled or not. So if it is, well, we'll let you know.
Very nice. And that's held over, the meetings are held at the VFW.
Yep.
Right here in Hutch.
Well, let's see, the Bloodmobile is coming up. The auxiliary does that. I'm actually a dual member. I have a membership in the auxiliary too, but I can't do much. I can help out with certain things.
Okay.
So they're having the Bloodmobile, which is Tuesday the 8th, and so I'll be baking cookies, I guess, for that.
Oh, there you go.
That's kind of fun. And so, yeah, they'll be doing that. And then I don't know what else they've got going. Their meeting's on the same night as ours, so, you know, I can't really go to both.
If I'm not mistaken, the national blood supply is down.
Yeah, and I think that's a problem. We need, you know, more people to go in and donate because, you know, obviously the blood supply is down, and when we've had so many things in the news where you've had tornadoes or whatever, flooding or whatever.
Oh yeah, the natural disasters have been just out of control.
Yeah, just crazy. And so a lot of people can't go and donate at that point, but the more that can, I think it's great.
Exactly.
Hutch doesn't usually have too few of people that want to donate. So if you do want to do that, we might have, you know, you might have to look at Biskie, which they have that bar in Biskie, which they set up that for blood donation, which seems like a little bit of an unusual place to donate blood, but hey.
Well, you can get your orange juice after that.
Yes, you can. And if you put a little something in there, then just don't tell me about it.
That's up to you.
It's up to you. Yeah, so I mean, and then otherwise Glencoe has blood drives, and they have one, I think, at the high school too, that, you know, so that the one coming up next week is at Peace Lutheran. So I don't even know if they have any times left.
Okay.
Every time I go to donate, it's like, okay, it's full. All right, well, but, you know, that's good for Hutch. I know they've got them in Silver Lake, too, and that's also helpful.
Yep.
Or Winstead or wherever, so, yeah.
Okay.
It's all good.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Well, I am glad that you could come on our show. I'm glad you did a lot of research on what's going on in our town and well, outward.
Yeah.
It was good to see you, and
Yeah.
you know, anytime you want to come back, just give me a holler, or I'm sure we'll be checking in with you periodically and have you on and
Sounds good.
see what's going on.
Yeah. And, you know, we'll have a surprise next September when we do the Red, White, and Blue event again. So
Exactly.
this last year was airplanes. Who knows this year?
Exactly.
We'll find out.
Exactly. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you letting me come in.